as being an ex-Mormon politically is that they will align themselves with Christian nationalism.
Yes, that is a fundamental misunderstanding that many Christians and Latter day Saints have about Christian nationalism. To them, Christian nationalism is making the government more moral by aligning itself with Christian values. In practice, however, what you'll see is that the government uses religion to justify its actions, those actions including subjugation, dominionism, colonialism, and in many cases, state sanctioned violence. A key example of this is Zionism. Zionism is using Judaism in order to justify nationalism. Nationalism is placing the interests of your country first over everybody else's. Christian nationalism is antithetical to Christianity because it means justifying placing your nation's interests over everybody else's by using Christianity. Christianity is not supposed to be aligned with any individual state because nations rise and fall. The United States will not be here forever, and therefore using Christianity to justify protecting the US is in many ways a form of idolatry. That's what so many people don't understand. Empires and nations have been using religion for millennia in order to justify their own interests. Christian nationalism is no different. Christian nationalism is not a government becoming more moral, it is a government finding a version of Christianity that would serve its own interests and so they can justify their own actions. Christian nationalism is fundamentally counterproductive and antithetical to Christianity because it requires you to abandon your principles and doctrine in order to seek power in government. The only type of Christianity that will be represented in Christian nationalism are those who are willing to align themselves with power, which is counterproductive to Christianity because it does not seek to align itself with finite nations. When I was growing up in Texas, I went to a church of about 80 people, and they often criticized pastors like Joel Osteen. They considered Joel Osteen to be superficial, money-hungry, overly self-promotional, and yet they would still vote for Christian nationalist policies and candidates without understanding that if we had a Christian nationalist government, the government would much more likely listen to Joel Osteen than they would listen to our tiny little church. That is precisely why we have separation of church and state in this country. We have freedom of religion and freedom from religion because it was understood by the founding fathers that if you merge the power of religion and state, bad things happen as both are corrupted in the process. You have governments that use religion to justify their actions, justify violence towards other people, citing God or divine inspiration for the reason. And that is exactly why Christian nationalism is so dangerous in the US today.